for today's episode of Aspire to Inspire, we caught up with Rolland Slade from the Olympic Training Center and just want to learn a little bit more about what you do, what inspires you to get into it, and how you feel that it's changing the world.
But in 2008, so I went back and was trying to long jump again.
Yep.
They try out the sprints.
Okay.
Tried the sprints and doing that ever since. And I went to Cal State San Marcos after that.
Okay.
Finished up there, and I was still doing my.
Were you under Coach Wes? Or?
Yeah, Coach Wes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yep.
So finished up there, still training, and he told me about the opportunity to be a guide runner for the U.S. Paralympic team down at the training center. They need a sprinter down there. They need somebody to run with some blind athletes. I had never seen that before.
How strange was that? Like, just first hearing that from a coach, oh, we need you to be a guide, and you feel like, what about my own career, right?
Yeah, you do kind of like, well, what about, am I not good enough? Am I not doing enough to, you know, on my own or whatever? You think I'm not going to make it or whatever? And I at first I thought that, but then later on I was like, you know what? Nah, it's more. I guess he thought I had he sat me down in his office. I have to give the demeanor for this, and you want to help out and that sort of thing. So
right. Now, one of the things I like about that, I did an episode with a cop in Los Angeles, and he was just talking about how, as people, one of the ways that we fix the world is to be better servants unto other people, right? And that in that message, it moves on, it translates to other people that, you know what, maybe I shouldn't worry so much about myself.
Right.
What have you found in now guiding people onto the Paralympics, blind runners or any other runners that you're working with there at the training center? How have you found that that's benefited you as a person?
I definitely think it's made me more selfless, and it's made me more patient and understanding, and it's made me more resilient as well. You know, seeing someone, I mean, not to say that I want to paint it like it's a sob story, because they're athletes. Yeah. You know, but at the same time they are overcoming adversity, and to see them every day grinding day in and day out with that limitation they do have, it gives me reasons like, you know what, I can't do that. I can't just sit here and complain, woe is me, that sort of thing. And that, I think that's really, they've instilled that in me.
Awesome. How intense is their training regimen?
It's just as intense as the Olympic guys.
Really?
We all train in the same group together, and there's no kind of, oh, well, you're blind, you can get a pass.
Right.
Nah, the coaches are yelling things at them too. So there's no pass. Like,
cool.
So it's running 5 days a week, weight room 3 days a week, nutrition. I mean, it's really regimented.
Wow. So you're having to train just as like at that same level to be able to keep
be able
up.
to run and talk to them.
You can't get whooped by your guide
exactly.
all the time.
No, you can't. You can't. The guy's running, he's pulling you along. That's not how it's supposed to work. You got to run with them and talk to them, let them know where the curve is, where the lines are, that sort of thing. The entire race. Because the guy I'm currently guide running for is 6'5".
Wow.
And I'm 5'10" on a good day.
Right.
So us, working on our stride length and that sort of thing. I mean, it definitely pushes me.
Cool.
For sure.
So when you're at the Paralympics, you're actually competing with them in the event? Wow.
Yeah, on the track. For the blind runners, you have 4 athletes, and of course you have 4 guides. So we fill out the lanes, and then you have 2 lanes. Each pair has those 2 lanes. The middle lane you have to worry about the middle line, but the other 2 lines you can't go outside of those. The guide, once you finish the race, the guide can't be in front.
Wow.
You got to let them go. They got to be in front of you, and you can't really get separate, as the race is going, because you're tethered together. So essentially, it's like a 3-legged race.
And what's holding you guys together?
We have like a shoestring, like it's called a tether, and we just go between our index finger and middle finger, and I mirror his strides. Ours is a little bit long because he's so tall.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, it's pretty intense. And you've been doing that how long?
Since 2012.
2012. Yeah. Wow.
So I went to London and then now training for Rio.
That's crazy. Yeah. So do you get a medal too?
Yes, actually the 2012 games was the first games that they allowed the guides to get a medal.
Awesome.
That competed. I didn't get a medal then, but I got a medal at the World Championships the following year. Yep. And now we get them for.
Cool. Do you feel that same pride in the award when you get like a medal or an award, when you see the athlete that you've been helping reach their goals? Do you feel that same pride as though you did it yourself, or do you feel like, I kind of wish I was doing my own thing?
I feel it in a way. It's not so much like I feel pride for me, but I feel pride in the sense that I helped him achieve a goal and achieve a dream. Like that's the pride for me, because I've known what we've gone through and how long we've been training for him to achieve that, and to be right there next to him as he's getting that award. I mean, getting my own medal is icing on the cake, but really the real award for me is seeing him on the podium.
That's awesome. Yeah. I think coaches kind of have that same feel. I was coaching at a high school, and I felt that same way, you know, seeing my kids place, because when I first got to the high school, I was like, oh man, what are we working with here? And now they're starting to do really well. And so I know what you mean about that pride in seeing an athlete that you're working with, like, oh wow, they're doing really well now. So yeah, no, that totally makes sense. How long do you plan on doing this?
Really, this has kind of been God's thing. He's just kind of, you know, he's always known, I've always had a dream to run and be part of Team USA, and then he allowed me to have this in a different way that I didn't think would be possible.
Right.
And so...
Right, because you never could have dreamed that at some point, I'm going to be guiding a blind
I never thought that. I remember,
Right.
I distinctly remember in '96, I was on the floor watching the Olympic Games and watching them come in with their suits on. I'm like, man, I would love to, you know, be part of that one day.
Yeah.
And God allowed me to have that, you know, in a way that I never saw. So when I'm gonna stop, I have no idea. You know, if I feel like God will tell me, okay, you got to move on and do something else. But right now, I'm serving a need. I'm serving a purpose. I'm the eyes for someone else who's running. So
it's truly a selfless act when you can think about, let me put my dreams, my goals on hold to be able to help this person achieve their goals. You know. Kudos to you, man. That's
appreciate it.
That's a really big deal. And
thank you.
You know, and I hope that, you know, people can learn from such an example to be able to serve others. Sometimes even if that means putting your things on hold for a little bit, you still are able to feel that sense of pride or joy in someone else's success, especially knowing that you've struggled with them and you've been a part of their journey. So it's really good, man. Appreciate you.
Thank you. Thank
cool.
you for having me.
Yeah, no problem.